Hey lovelies, I know how hard it can be to get a healthy dinner on the table on busy weeknights, so all month long I am fixing dinner with quick, simple dinner ideas you are going to love. Today I am sharing 3 awesome chicken dinner ideas, starting with this incredible honey lime chicken. Now this recipe uses some really inexpensive drumsticks as opposed to more expensive boneless, skinless chicken breasts, but you definitely have the option to use either here. I'm gonna get started by seasoning these up with a little bit of salt and pepper. Next, I've got a nice hot skillet on the stove. To that, I'm going to add some oil. We'll put our seasoned sides down in the pan. Once those are in the pan, you can go ahead and season up the other side of your drumsticks. The idea here is that we are just going to brown these chicken drums until they are golden on all sides, which will take between 8 and 10 minutes. While my chicken is browning, I'm going to go ahead and use my citrus press to get all of this good lime juice out. I want to get as much as I possibly can because of course that's where a ton of our flavor is going to come from in this dish. You know they're ready to flip when they start to release really easily from the pan. That's always a good sign. You can see all of this golden color coming about. That is, you can see all this golden color. You can see all this. That's my oven timer, in case you were wondering. I hear you. Once my drumsticks are golden on all sides, I'm just going to transfer them over to a plate, turn my heat down to medium-low, and get to work on making an incredible honey lime sauce. This is going to start, of course, with all that beautiful lime juice. Be sure to stand back, you don't want any splash. Next, we are going to add our soy sauce for some saltiness and some honey for a whole lot of sweetness. I'm also going to be adding some minced garlic and a little bit of grated ginger to this for even more amazing flavor. I'm just going to let that heat up until it is nice and bubbly and delicious. Then it's time to return my chicken to the pan. At this point, my chicken, while lovely and golden on the outside, isn't quite cooked through yet, so it's important to get it back into the pan for at least another 8 to 10 minutes. Also, to make sure your chicken cooks through completely, you can go ahead and use a lid on your pan. You just want to trap that heat and make sure that you don't lose all of that moisture. You'll want to make sure that you flip it regularly so it gets nice and saucy in all of that beautiful, sweet, savory, tangy sauce. At the very end of cooking, we'll add another good squeeze of lime juice to this, and it's as simple as that. This stuff is ready to serve. I like serving it with some fresh coriander and some extra lime wedges. It's really great with things like rice or potatoes, or even paired with a simple mixed green salad would be amazing. Super fresh, super simple, super inexpensive. What more can you ask for on a busy weeknight? Next, I've created a tasty twist on traditional chicken fingers. These are my almond ranch chicken fingers, and the best part about them is that they are totally gluten-free because instead of using traditional breading in this recipe, I'm actually swapping in some ground almonds. How great is that? As you can see, I am starting with a whole lot of chicken here. I found some boneless, skinless chicken breasts on sale at my supermarket, and I just chopped it up into strips. You definitely have the option to buy them this way, but I always find they're a little more expensive if you do that. So really easy to do yourself. Next, we are going to get to work on mixing up our breading for this recipe, which, as I mentioned, starts with some ground almond. I want to make these really flavorful, so I'm really going to go for it with my spices and my herbs. I'm adding some garlic powder. When I say some, I mean quite a bit. Onion powder, dried chives, dried dill, and dried parsley. I'm going to hit this with a whole lot of salt and pepper to make sure it's seasoned really well, and then give it all a nice whisk. To help my breading stick to my chicken a little better, I'm going to put each piece of chicken in some beaten egg just before I put it into my breading. I'm going to roll it around, make sure it is well coated, and then arrange it on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Now keep in mind, because we are working with raw chicken here, we're going to have to discard any of the additional mixture that we have left over at the end, so you really want to make sure you use as much of it as you possibly can. Plus, if you maximize the breading, you also maximize the crunch factor. Once you've got your hands washed, you can get these into the oven at 375 degrees until they're nice and golden. I like flipping them once during cooking just to make sure they get evenly golden. Always a good idea. Full disclosure here, I may have gotten distracted while my broiler was on and totally burnt my first round of chicken fingers. So once, oh no!
What?
I couldn't figure out what the smell was.
Oh no.
I am clearly not immune to kitchen fails. How delicious do those look? And second time's a charm. These are incredibly delicious when you get them right. I like serving them with a little barbecue sauce and some ranch dressing on the side. It's a really great sweet and savory combo. I think you will absolutely love these, so I always recommend doubling or tripling the recipe and then freezing the leftovers. That way, when you get home from work, you've got chicken fingers on hand. Finally, guys, I am making a fresh and flavorful Caprese chicken bake. I love this recipe because it features all of the amazing flavors of a traditional Caprese salad. So I've got some tomatoes here, some buffalo mozzarella, and a whole lot of beautiful basil. Now, to get started, I have some chicken breasts standing by. I'm going to season those with a little salt and a little pepper. Then I'm going to get some oil heated up in a skillet on the stove and then put these topside down into the skillet. Once those hit the pan, you can go ahead and season up the other side with your salt and pepper as well. And then we will let these brown until they are nice and golden and they release easily from the pan. We'll cook them for another 4 to 6 minutes until they're golden on the underside, and then transfer them to a plate. And using that very same skillet and a little more oil, we are going to saute some onion. Keep in mind your skillet's going to be nice and hot, so your onion will probably take no time to cook, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Once that onion is fired up, we're gonna go ahead and add our minced garlic to this and your lovely cherry tomatoes. I've got a whole lot of cherry tomatoes here that I have just cut in half. They're going to start to release their juices really quickly when they start to get all nice and hot in that pan, and that is a very delicious sign. I'm going to season this up with some salt and some pepper and some Italian seasoning. And then to make this even tastier, I'm going to add a few tablespoons of balsamic vinegar to this, which adds a touch of tartness and a touch of sweetness. What's not to like about that? I'm also going to add a whole heaping helping of freshly chopped basil. I'll give this a good stir just to get that basil nice and incorporated. Then we'll transfer our chicken back into our pan. And finally, once this is nice and simmery and bubbly, the last step is going to be to add our cheese, because it wouldn't be Caprese anything without some beautiful mozzarella cheese. And then I get the whole skillet into the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for between 7 and 10 minutes, just until that cheese has melted completely and your chicken has reached a safe internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit, because nobody should be eating undercooked chicken. When this tastiness comes out of the oven, your taste buds are going to be doing backflips. It is that good. I like serving it over a big bed of spinach to add even more nutrition, and then finishing it off with another handful of beautiful fresh basil. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, folks. 3 delicious ways. I hope you will give each and every one of them a try. If you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Snapchat me a photo, because I always love seeing your kitchen creations. Speaking of kitchen creations, if you haven't had a chance to check out my new series I made in collaboration with Food Network, I really hope you will. It is a really tasty take on better than takeout recipes, some more great dinner inspiration there. I'll link it in the description box below. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, because there is lots more dinner deliciousness where this came from.